My learned friend, Honorable Otiende Amollo, in the recent past, seems to be creating a custom. He comes to the chamber in a collarless shirt without a tie, looking very smartly dressed. But I want to ask you, Mr. Speaker, to make a direction. Is this proper dressing for these purposes or not?
Well, but it's instructive that you said very smart. Members of the press and the guests shall not enter the chamber, lounge, dining room, or committee rooms without their being properly dressed. And for purposes of these rules, proper dress means A coat, collar, tie, long sleeve shirt, long trousers, socks, and shoes, or service uniform for men, and B, decent formal stroke business wear for women. Decent. So sometimes, well, like, the Honorable Olagwa Luoch, you're saying that you raise the issue of the collar, is it? The tie. Yes?
Mr. Speaker, I raised two issues in terms of that standing order. For men, collar and tie. In my view, there's no collar and there's no tie here.
The Honorable Otiende Amollo, you're wearing something that has no collar. Well, I think we may have to start inspecting members to see whether they have socks.
Mr. Speaker, sir, as you know, I am very meticulous with rules. And my learned friend, the honorable member for Kisumu Town West, is well aware that the rules say collar or tie. The reason, Mr. Speaker, and the more seasoned members here know, that even the reason why seasoned members are always allowed to come in Mandarin collar suits without ties is because it is a collar and it covers up to the neck. Mr. Speaker, this is a matter which I am willing to ventilate because I've looked at the Constitution, I've looked at the standing orders, Part 18, I've looked at the Speaker's rules, I've looked at all the previous rules. And Mr. Speaker, there are three things that define this. For men, one is that whatever you are wearing must cover up to your neck, and it is covering. The second aspect, Mr. Speaker, is that either you wear a collar or a tie. Like my friend here is wearing a collar without a tie. That is within the rules. And thirdly, Mr. Speaker, is that the whatever you wear must be smart and decent. All those four are covered here. The leader of majority, who is wearing a religious garb, is nevertheless smart because it suits and matches his suit. I would be falling short of the rules if I came in an open collar and a shirt that is open. But if it is a shirt that is closed, either it is a shirt or a Mandarin suit, as many of us usually wear and as has been worn for decades, it's within the rules. Unless Malayan friend Mr. Lagaluoch wants to change the standing orders to introduce the details as has been introduced in some matters. But insofar as tradition and the rules go, Mr. Speaker, and the Honorable Deputy Speaker is here, he has also ruled in the past that I was in order when I was similarly dressed. Thank you very much. He has.
This issue of dress code, I think it is a matter that this House needs really deal with seriously. This is not the first time that this matter has come up, especially in this Parliament, 12th Parliament. And yes, I've been here for a while. This matter was not so serious in the 10th Parliament. I don't know why it has become such an important matter now that members feel that the traditional way of dressing is choking them, Mr. Speaker. But one thing that I don't agree with the Honorable Otiende on is that you can have collar as a substitute or as an alternative for a tie. Because, Mr. Speaker, most of our shirts, if you are serious with buying a shirt, have collars that would really cover our necks. In fact, if I decide to remove this tie and have the last button of my shirt, I would still cover my neck the same way Otiende has covered his neck. Unless we are going to drop our way of dressing, and we are going to come here and even look for T-shirts that can cover your neck, then we should, the polo T-shirts and such kind. I don't know the kind of a house we would be if we decide to wear T-shirts which cover our necks and then we appear here, the 349 of us, including the ladies, would also wear something. But Mr. Speaker, if you look at Honorable Otiende, there would be no difference between him and the Nomiya Church pastor on a Sunday, Mr. Speaker. There's no difference, Mr. Speaker. And I know where he comes from. It's actually where Nomiya Church was founded. But Mr. Speaker, now he has moved from Rarieda, more particularly Uyoma Ndigwa, and is now Chianda village, Mr. Speaker, is now in the Parliament of the Republic of Kenya. And I think Honorable Otiende should just accept. It may be discomforting, but not all of us like suits anyway. So you cannot allow Honorable Abdulswamad to dress like a Muslim and you deny me from dressing as a Catholic or a Seventh-day Adventist, because that will be discrimination. So we need to be clear also on religious. And Mr. Speaker, by the way, this is a very serious matter. I can see the leader of majority looking at me. Even religious dressing, that is something that is not, I don't know whether it is provided in the standing orders. I've not seen it, where it exempts members who dress religiously. And if we have to exempt members who dress religiously, we need to define what is religious dressing. Because someone will come here, I've seen this for the first time, we have a member of Mukorino in this house, and he's dressing so. So we need to be clear on this matter. Tomorrow, Legio Maria will come here, Mr. Speaker, and you will not stop me if I've converted to Legio Maria. I may convert next week. And if you stop me and you allow Abdulswamad to dress the way he's dressed, and you allow the other honorable member to dress like a Mukorino, Mr. Speaker, it will be discrimination. And I can go to court to challenge that. So, Mr. Speaker, if we are coming here as honorable members, let us come here as honorable members. We leave the other things out of this house. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
But then, you know, when you look at Honorable Otiende Amollo, you will keep quiet when you see 001. Because basically, in fact, there's a total confusion between him and the clerks at the table. Total confusion. Sometimes you wonder and whether that is Kanu uniform, whether he's in service uniform. But Mr. Speaker, just like the way we were cautious about the formation of caucuses. You know, if you leave caucuses, Honorable Mili Odhiambo was telling me last week that there are people who are looking for people to attend a conference on gays and lesbianism. And they are unable to get one. If you stop that, next time they will form a caucus here of gays and lesbianism. They will even form caucuses of criminal gangs. So that's why I said you must limit the... Secondly, in the 11th parliament, the last part of it, and the 12th parliament, people are coming with all sorts of dresses. You know, the Deputy Speaker doesn't want to say that member was wearing a very tight jeans. And we were in a meeting, and I said, I hope you will not go to the chamber this way. But being a very intelligent member, she took off. But there are many. In fact, even our lady sisters, members of parliament here. The way you dress is not the way other people dresses. Our men members of parliament, you'll find a member coming with a jeans and a jacket. I think we must protect the integrity of the house. And we must follow the code. And the Speaker, we want you to put that to the letter to the book. Because if you watch, for those of you who watch the House of Commons, we borrowed from the House of Commons, Westminster model. People are dressed, they're smartly dressed. But if you want us to go the route of South Africa, where Malemba will go with those aprons of his and the helmets, in fact, I'm wondering, he's bringing his church dress to the house. One of the smallest churches, because I've not heard about it. It must be one of the small sects, maybe with less than 500 followers. Speaker, if it was a Catholic, yes, but a small village sect mode of dressing cannot be brought to the August House, Mr. Speaker. I beg you, you give direction that even Honorable Sonkok, Mr. Speaker, he can leave his green uniform outside. He comes with a suit, then his brand, he can use that brand outside, but he cannot purport to sell this. Mr. Speaker, Honorable Sonkok 001 from my party, I think if I look at his dress, Mr. Speaker, that is individual brand. And Parliament has a brand, the brand that we should wear. We should not import our own brand. And a good example is a member for Mbakasi, is it East, Mheshimiwa Theuri. Theuri loves wearing jeans. You know, the kind of jeans in Eastlands. But he has his suit in his office. He wears the suit. When he gets out of the chamber, he wears his constituency, his designer clothes. So same for Honorable Sonkok. This is your designer clothes. Please leave them outside and wear a suit.